Hi, I'm Harvinder Kaur. I'm here with Brian McKibben, the renowned lead mediator and owner of Get Mediation, talking about the top 5 reasons why mediation makes sense. Hi, Brian.
Hi.
As a mediator, you'd say mediate, don't litigate. What's the number one reason for that?
Well, for me, it's stress. It's hard to overstate how stressful a process litigation can be for most people that engage in it. Luckily, people don't litigate all the time as a rule, so you would only experience this terrible trauma and stress maybe once or twice, but having experienced it, you'll not want to repeat it. Mediation offers you the chance to get rid of this dispute that's a millstone around your neck and turning your hair grey in the easiest, quickest and most cost-effective way.
Okay, so mediation can lower the temperature. How else does a mediation help?
Well, litigations are by their very nature adversarial, whereas mediation is a process where the mediator creates a neutral forum for the parties to explore what's in their actual best interests. It's not adversarial, and to put it bluntly, we lose the blame culture in mediation and get at the heart of the problem, and in doing so we get towards the solution that can work for both parties.
Okay. I've heard clients worrying about putting their cards on the table at a mediation. Isn't it better to keep the powder dry for court?
It is if you're a lawyer, because the longer the process goes on, the more you can bill. For each of the parties involved in litigation, the point about mediation is that it's like a confessional. Everything that's said at the mediation is confidential. It can't be used by either party for or against at court. And even if you do proceed to court, you have a better idea of what the other party's arguments are. So in that sense, it's a win either way, but it's not something to worry about.
Okay, so clients using mediation are less stressed by the litigation process. What are the practical advantages of this?
Well, the practical advantages are, in a nutshell, it's speed and cost. The sooner you mediate, the sooner you're likely to leave this thing behind, and the sooner you mediate, the less you're likely to have a huge legal bill. The mediation day is usually a day. It will take 7 hours of your life, but at the end of that 7 hours, you are very likely to have a solution, and it's a solution that you have been involved in. It's something that you can agree with and live with. Whereas if you don't, and you end up at court, you'll have spent tens of thousands of pounds. At the end of the day, some old chap in a wig will force a compromise on you, and it's one that you won't have had any input into, and you may not like. In fact, you may well hate it, but in any event, it'll have cost you an awful lot more money, and going back to the first point, an awful lot more stress and trauma to get to this point way further down the road.
What's the success rate for mediation, and when should parties mediate?
Well, it's very simple. Parties should mediate as soon as possible. In my opinion, it should actually be the gatekeeper to litigation. In other words, you shouldn't be able to take anything to court unless you've been through mediation, and that's not out of self-interest on my part to encourage you to mediate. It's because mediation has a success rate in and around 90%. We have a success rate of over 90%, and that means 9 out of 10 cases that we are involved in come to an agreed settlement, a settlement both parties can live with, and both parties can get on with their lives, lose the stress, save a lot of money, and it's just so obviously better than a long drawn out litigation. Mediate as soon as humanly possible.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for shedding some light on why mediation is the way forward with litigation. Many thanks.
You're very welcome. Thank you.